Times are crazy. I mean, a pandemic, joblessness, just the bottom falling out of everything right now. At least that's the feeling. Nevertheless, we're running around with an S on our chest, trying to be everything to everybody, when sooner or later, we run headfirst into a brick wall. Stunned, we sit there thinking, what the heck just happened? Today, we're going to talk about why it's important to fill your cup first. My name is Jennifer Mitchell Earley. I help individuals and teams achieve personal and organizational success. And this is Leadership Matters. Last year, I hit the wall. I slammed against the wall. Sometimes you hit the wall and you regroup and you're like, wait, hold up, what just happened? But you instantly try to get back up because there's so many other things that you still need to do. Because remember, we still have the S on our chest and the cape on our back. But last year when I hit the wall, I couldn't get up. I don't even know if I really truly attempted or if I just kind of in that moment just gave up, just laid out sprawled at the wall. No direction, no gumption, no desire to get up and start running again. So I was in a transition of sorts. Had been on a project for 3.5 years. The project was still going full force with the probability of rolling into another year, into another state. And so things looked really, really good as far as longevity on the project and security in my position. The only problem was I started long before that feeling the pangs of change, the pangs of unrest and discontentment and being unfulfilled. So anyway, a change was coming. I felt it. I knew it. I embraced it. There were some other things that I felt the desire to do. And so I rolled off of the project. In the midst of that, my dog, you all who have been following me know Bailey, that she's my new girl. But before Bailey was Coco. 4 months prior to her 13th birthday, Coco crossed the Rainbow Bridge. And leading up to her crossing, it was just really, really grueling. For all of my animal lovers, dog lovers out there who have been been with their pet from cradle to grave, you will understand me. So I had her from about 6 weeks to again, almost 13 years old. And she had Cushing's, I believe heart disease. She was exercise intolerant. She was obese. We had a lot of situations going on towards the end. It's hard for me even now to talk about it. It was a year ago because I was so lost, so out of touch with, and so unfamiliar with how I would be impacted. Of course, I would say all the time, I'm not ready. Whenever she got sick, I would say, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. And she held on, knowing that I wasn't ready for as long as she possibly could. And I think, the type of personality that I have, I still kept going. I could still function, but inside, I didn't care. Like the type A person that drives me because I'm passionate about the things I'm involved with. She was gone. I don't know where she was. And that started the journey that I am on today. And that is one in which I recognize red flags of, just running myself ragged, burning myself out, pouring out, and my cup is dwindling and dwindling and dwindling until there's absolutely nothing left to pour out. It was a scary time for me. It was a scary time for my family who had never seen me hit a wall. But I know I'm not alone, especially in these times, even when our former First Lady talks about dealing with mild depression, especially for women, because we go and 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 we go without ever touching base with ourselves to check on us, to love us, to provide self-care to the person who needs it the most, us, because we're the ones who are pouring out. So today we're going to talk about burnout, recognizing it and what you. So if you're anything like me, you are a great mother. You're a great daughter. You're a great worker. I'm a great representative. So meaning that I used to put all of those things first, right? Drop everything just to make sure that everyone else's needs are met. Until until I hit the brick wall and I realized that none of that, with the exception of my parents and my daughter, those relationships, my family, really mattered. But at what cost have even those investments come at? Meaning, how much of myself have I lost in the process of being a mother, in the process of being a daughter, sandwiched in the middle of life, with sandwiched between my daughter's needs and then, elderly senior parents' needs as they age and the needs that they do, that I would lose myself in making sure that everybody else's needs were met but my own. And so I had to come to terms with it. Like, it would manifest itself in different ways, being short or curt or having no patience, which, pray for me. Patience is a virtue that I'm still trying to attain. Being depressed, and what does depression look like? Or diving headfirst into work, into accomplishment, so I can have something I can say, okay, I can check that off. Got that. I can complete that. Got that. So I felt accomplished, even though I was exhausted and maybe not even completely plugged or tuned in. So psychology today defines burnout as a state of chronic stress and frustration that leads to physical and emotional exhaustion, feelings of cynicism and detachment, a sense of ineffectiveness and lack of accomplishment. I would say yes, yes, and yes to all three. I felt that way. And if I'm not careful, if I'm not paying attention to my own red flags, I can easily go back to that. And now I have to guard myself to make sure that I fill my cup first before I pour out to other people. And if you can relate to me, then you know that you're the type of person that's loyal. You're the type of person that is dependable. You're the type of person that is responsible and is open to, give wisdom when called upon. You're the person that everyone goes to. And because of that, your resources get depleted even faster because everyone's coming to the same source. What are you doing to fill your cup? Share with you 3 tips. I had to think about that because I really want to give you more, but we'll do that in another video. 3 tips to help you fill your cup. At least these are things that I have found to be helpful. 1 is I take time to myself and for myself, unapologetically. And this is something that I've had to kind of enforce upon myself, because what will happen is if something else grabs my attention, if I make the mistake of checking my phone first and there's an email that pops up, or if there's a call that I get and a message that I listen to first, I will get right on the path to solving whatever problem that has been presented to me. That is a no-no. What I do now is I prioritize me. When I get up, I spend quiet time. I pray, I meditate, and I just breathe. I just take a moment. The next thing that I've done is I started to work out again, because I need to be able to take care of myself physically, mentally, and spiritually before I take care of anybody else. Those are all things that go into filling up my cup so that I can be prepared when called upon, when necessary, to fill someone else's cup. The second thing that I do is I give it some time. And by that I mean I don't rush to resolve an issue. I don't rush to be Johnny on the spot to take care of something. I first make sure that the cup that I'm attempting or thinking about filling belongs to me. Am I supposed to fill the cup? And that has been so challenging as it relates to my family, because I will do anything and have done anything in my power to make sure that my family is comfortable, even to my own detriment. Not that that's what they've asked me to do, not that is not because they expect for me to do that, but because I love them. I have been the one to make sure every need is met. Really, I was doing them a disservice by putting them before me, because when I was all tapped out, when there was nothing left, I mean, I wasn't even on fumes at that time. I had nothing to give. There was a consequence for that. You're not getting the best of me. You're not enjoying your time with me or enjoying what I'm doing for you, because I'm not enjoying what I'm doing for you. So now I just take a minute, right? Sometimes I let the phone ring and go into voicemail. Sometimes my daughter will text me, hey, I forgot my apron. She works around the corner. Can you bring it to me now? No. I'm in my pajamas or I'm in the middle of something. It's okay to say no. I had to learn that it's okay to let people fend for themselves. It's okay not to set up everything. It's okay not to, make sure that I oversee every purchase for my senior parents. It's okay. It's okay to let them Google for themselves. It's okay to allow them to make their own plans. It's okay that we all don't want to go on the same vacation. It's okay. That's hard. That was very hard. And there's still times where you feel like, oh, I feel guilty, right? They're my parents. She's my child. I gave birth to her. But sometimes I have to say, Jennifer, wait. Is that your cup? Where are you at? Like, what's the level of our cup? Are we full? Do we have what we need before you pour out what we have left or what we have? So my second tip is wait. Give it a minute. Take a deep breath. Check on yourself. See where your cup is. And then my last tip, my third tip, and you've heard this. I mean, your doctors tell you this when you go in for physicals. My daughter's pediatrician has told her this. Cut off your devices. I have an iPhone. It's my iPhone. And I just realized something recently, right? That they have this little thing at the bottom that talks about your screen time. Am I the only one who's been shocked and appalled at the amount of time that they spend on their device? I mean, I wake up in the morning and I grab my device. I go to bed at night and I plug the device up next to my bed. It used to be across the room on my dresser. Now it's on my nightstand. That's not healthy. The blue screen messes with your melatonin, with your sleep cycles, all those things. I mean, it's so bad that I use my phone more than I use my laptop because it's great. I can do everything on here. But when I started noticing, I don't even know if you can read it. Probably not because of all this light, but the screen time, I was like, what? How many hours did I spend on this phone? How am I living life? How am I doing anything else? You know that your phone habits are horrific when your dog barks at you when you pick up your phone. People, just say no. Just say no. Sometimes you gotta unplug. I'm a big news watcher. I'm a elected official. I follow politics. But you can't listen to this stuff. And I'm a big proponent of being informed and being engaged. But you can't listen to the news 24 hours a day. Now, you will be in the middle of this pandemic. If you're not already depressed, you will be depressed. And you will feel hopeless if you watch stay informed. Check in, figure out what's going on. I'm a fan of all of that. What I'm saying is not good is to look at it all day long on TV. Me, I got my news right here on my phone. Everything I want to see. I've even told my mother how to program it so she can go ahead and hit that news button and everything that you want to see will come up there. I was staying on it all day, every day. You can't. You've got to unplug and unwind and get back to you. There's so many things pulling on us right now. You really have to protect and preserve and be selfish about you. And so those are my tips on how to fill your cup first and why it's important to fill your cup first and not be burnt out by everybody's issues, everything else going on in the world and all that. Because when you get to nothing, you don't have anything left to give. So be sure that you fill your cup first. If you have any additional ideas or comments I'd love to know, what do you do to fill your cup? How do you unplug? What are some things that you've instituted in your life to make sure that you are preserving self? Go ahead and leave those comments below. If you haven't already done so, please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that every time I upload new content, which is weekly, you will be notified. Thanks. Have a great week.